If you want the edge of your work to have a pretty finish, we can do what's called a Picot bind off or a Picot cast off, and we create these stitches as we're casting off our work. And to do that, you can see I've done 2 here. So I've got 1 stitch here that I'm going to create 2 new stitches. So using the knit cast on method, I'm creating a stitch, but instead of sliding this stitch off, I'm putting this loop back on my left hand needle, and then I'm doing the same again with that new stitch I've just created. So whereas before we had 1 stitch, we've now got 3 stitches. And we're going to knit that stitch, knit this loop, and then we're passing this stitch over on our right hand needle, and then we're knitting this stitch. So we're doing it a second time, passing that stitch over, then we're knitting this stitch on our left hand needle, and for the third time we're passing a stitch over, putting this stitch back from our right hand needle onto our left hand needle, and you can see there where we've created those extra stitches and knitted into them, we've created a little bobble. So I'll do that again. So this is the stitch that we moved from our right hand needle to our left hand needle. Using the knit cast on method, we're going to create 2 new stitches. Knit into the first one, knit into the second one, pass the stitch over, knit another stitch, pass over for the second time, knit 1 more stitch, pass over for the third time, then pop this stitch back onto our left hand needle to create another 2 stitches from. And you can see there that we're creating that bobble trim, and this looks especially lovely in cotton yarn, glacé cotton yarn. Looks really pretty. So that's just something if you wanted a nice little trim on the edge of your work.